which is not owned by every other broadcast stations by way of television. That's yours, really. That covers the interstates. We know this by the feelers that we have from the callers that we have on the live television program. Your Excellency, they are unable to connect with us. That means at this point, the Vulcan cannot hear the Vulcaner. But things has not fallen apart. But Your Excellency, AKBC needs an urgent attention. Otherwise, it will be a show of shame. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Bassi, please, we move to this other aisle. Yes, give it to her. It's the first one I've seen there. Please, to end the first three, we'll go to the other aisle after her.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we are proud of what you have done in provision of shelter. And my question has to do with that. Some years back, the state government took over some land of citizens for development purposes. And I remember that some civil servants were affected in the relocation exercise. And up till now, some people have died, citizens whose lands were relocated or reallocated. And there are people who have retired, and others too, who may retire soon, who have not been reallocated those lands that were taken over by the state government for other purposes. So I know that a former commissioner for lands, architect Medo, had signed a letter saying that those lands will be reallocated to the affected people and that they will be given a certificate of occupancy as well as survey plan at no cost. Your Excellency, 22 years have passed since that issue came up, and up till now, nothing has been done. I want to use this opportunity to plead that you should please look into that problem so that those who were affected will be attended to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Blessing Ufotura from the Ministry of Information, Director of Information.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Edet Friday, and I write for the plenary newspaper. Your Excellency, we have seen that some of the projects commissioned to mark your first year in office are inherited projects, and you have made some assertions to affirm that. Your Excellency, I want to say that you have done so well by bridging the gap in terms of either completing the uncompleted project or reducing the number to a minimum. I want to ask Your Excellency, what is the fate of the Ndoneyo, Ikorok Batek, Ikwe, and Audio Road project on the one hand? And on the other, what is also the fate of the China International Market in Eket local government? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bassi, please, you can stand that way. Let's take two more to complete this round. Anete, please. Go to Ndifreke Nefiok. After her, we'll just take one more and we'll end it for this
Your
round.
Excellency, gentlemen of the press, my name is Ndifreke Nefiok, and I write for the Mail newspaper. Your Excellency, the free and compulsory education policy is running in Akwa Ibom State. And recently, you embarked on the building of model schools across the state. In spite of this, it appears that little attention is paid to special schools across the state, especially the one at Mbiabong Etoi, here in Uyo. Are these schools not also covered in the free and compulsory policy of this government? Please, I have a second question. Your Excellency, your government has procured gunboats for security personnel to fight crime. in the state, and also purchased Hilux trucks for the fight of internal insecurity. Despite these efforts, militancy and kidnapping have not stopped in many areas of the state. I would like to know, what additional measure is your government taking to effectively address the persistent insecurity on our waterways? And also, what plans, Your Excellency, are you putting in place to restore hope to the fishermen whose source of livelihood has been crippled by these militancy activities? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bassi, please, we'll take the last from where you are. The last for this section, please. There will be another round. Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir, greetings from the local government staff. My name is Rosalyn Etugodo. I'm working in the Bionable Local Government Council. Sir, we thank you for keeping to your words and your promises to local government workers. My question this evening is, sir, in 2019, about 723 local government workers were sacked by the Akwa Ibom state government. And in 2020, 403 were reinstated, remaining 320. Your Excellency, sir, please, can you please come to the aid of the remaining 220 local government staff that were sacked? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll take a pause here as we allow His Excellency, the Governor, to address the issues as raised. The Governor, please.
Thank you so much. Please permit me to just call on the commissioners responsible for those ministries. Let me also use the opportunity to see how much they know about their ministries. We're all sitting these exams together. Let me even know those that know their ministries. Then maybe when they finish, I might just add one or two things. We start with the KBC. You know who will answer. Commissioner for Land should get ready.
Your Excellency, dear colleagues, the AKBC sits on the priority list of His Excellency the Governor at the risk of giving a leak into some of the things he'll be saying, but since he's given me permission. First, it is true that AKBC has been facing some challenges which is accumulated. It's not instantaneous. It's been accumulated over the period. But last year, under the last administration, resources were provided for equipment purchase, which is why you had the new cameras you saw there. Again, the transmitter, that the last administration provided resources for transmitter. Transmitter was purchased. The management of AKBC purchased the transmitter. Yes, there are challenges with that transmitter, again, because you do know that terrestrial broadcasting is being faced off globally. But because we are still looking at ensuring that our people who will not have access to digital broadcast should still have access to information. So the technology that requires terrestrial broadcast and the transmitter, most of those have been phased out. But the transmitter that AKBC has still has the capacity for terrestrial broadcast, which is what you saw there. But that transmitter had a problem. The problem with that transmitter was the cooling system of that transmitter. And the acting general manager, the acting director general, Your Excellency, who without, she's just acting by, not by promotion, she's acting by filling space. She's actually the director of programs. But because there is no DG, Your Excellency, and with your word that you had said so, she stepped into the shoe and has been doing a beautiful work there. Those coolers were sent to Germany, to the factory in Germany, and they returned. 6 of them have returned, 4 are still being returned. And she's doing that through the IGR, the little IGR, and the support that you have been giving. Because under this administration, every single time AKBC has had to cover events like they're doing, His Excellency insists that we must pay them the same way we pay others. That is the resources she has been using to do that. It is true that the kilowatts had reduced, but it is not true that currently that is the kilowatts they are running. That was when only 2 fans were there. She brought the gentleman who is in charge of making those repairs. Those coolers were sent to Germany, 6 of which have returned, and the broadcasting capacity of AKBC has increased drastically. But is that where we are going to? The answer is no. His Excellency desires that we put AKBC on DSTV. And so what is he asking? He has directed the Ministry of Information to immediately come up with a drawing for the ultra-modern, state-of-the-art corporate headquarters and studios for AKBC. He had said so. And the drawings are ready and are being vetted by the implementation unit of His Excellency's office. Because what His Excellency wants is that a ministry that originates a project must not also be the ministry that will vet the project. So that the drawings are being vetted as we speak. His Excellency has also directed that personnel audits be undertaken, which is why we had to put a stop to the issue of employment of casual staff, the casualization issue in AKBC. We had put a stop to that, and we're going to try to make sure that we can pay the backlog that is left. His Excellency also directed that we bring a world-class consultant that would midwife the process of AKBC living where it is to where it needs to get to. And His Excellency wants that station to be competitive in every sense of the word. And in the second year, His Excellency has said that AKBC, the building and the restructuring, the complete overhaul of that facility is one of the priority projects. Let me leave it at that. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Commissioner for Works, you get ready.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Respectfully, Your Excellency, we came into office in the Ministry of Lands with lots of challenges as to repositioning the ministry and managing the resources and assets of government. With the support of the governor, we've taken several proactive steps, and one of the hanging issues involved is just what my sister raised: accumulated relocation occasioned by the dynamics of urbanization that has led to a backlog of people to be reallocated. I want to let this audience be aware, and the state at large, that just 2 weeks ago, I've had a marching order from His Excellency to take proactive steps to create a brand new housing scheme that will be the hallmark of this particular administration. I have set to work with my colleague in the Ministry of Housing. We've had our first meetings, and we are able to locate certain locations that I will later present to the ESCO with so many things in hand. Number one, to create a flag housing estate for the Umo Eno administration. Number two, to take cognizance of this backlog of deprived allocations to see much we can gather to solve. Unfortunately, God is creating more people, He's not creating more land. And so we will not promise 100% reception, but we want to warn that please, if you allocated land, there's always a clause for a period that you have to develop, otherwise it will be taken away from you. His Excellency's policy in this administration is geared towards the rural development, housing, and equalization of opportunities for every Akwa Ibomite. We are here to deliver on that mandate, and I promise you that as soon as we make presentation, I'll receive the anticipated approval and we get to work. Thank you so much.
Asking you a question. You know, this is an interactive session. And, do you have the list of those?
I have the list of people whose lands were taken from some faces in Osongoma. And that is, I'm sure that is what my sister is talking about. That is the hanging question, and we'll solve it as the time gives us the opportunity.
Can we get the list to me in the next 1 week?
Your Excellency,
So
I can
we
get
even
it.
know the land we are looking for.
Yes, Your Excellency, I can get it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Works.
Your Excellency, members of the press, we are talking of the Audio Road. Your Excellency, when you came in, we took full appraisal of all the road projects ongoing and the status of the roads.
Commissioner for Investment, China Market, please get ready.
Audio Road, Your Excellency, as at the time you assumed, was 21%. And the contractor for that road, we had about 4 of those roads that were very slow in execution, including the Nsratai Road, Audio Road. The situation that we have now is that that contract could not move because they had about 4 projects in their hands. And the pace of work on that road, Your Excellency, you asked that we reevaluate that road. As at now, those contractors, from what the monies that we paid, they couldn't move further from the state of the job. One, that job was awarded in 2019. And the costing of that job, as at today,
Commissioner for Works,
Yes,
I have directed that the road contract be terminated, and then we must re-award it. I'm not happy that Audio does not have a road. I don't know why he's painting and painting. The road is not, I've terminated 4 already and re-awarded. The airports, Zretai, Oron, we've re-awarded. This one, I've said it, just call the contractor, revalue the road, let us know who is owing who, and we're prepared to discharge our obligation if we are the ones owing them. If they are the ones owing us, they pay us our money, we deduct it from some of the money we are owing them, but they cannot continue that road. I have told you that. So simply hit the nail on the head. Don't paint it. We have terminated that road in a few, just give us a few weeks. Let's finish this evaluation. We'll put a new contractor to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. No, you know, Your Excellency, I had to give them a brief on the preamble before. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner for Investment. You're on live radio. Commissioner for Education should get ready on the special schools. Please, you better come this way. And I think rather than you people bringing me here, I think what the Commissioner for Information should have done would have been to ask that commissioners come and give their scorecards. They should have just brought them and put them here before you so you can ask them questions. Because you'll discover that most of the things they will be talking about and you'll be raising are things that we have already discussed. So I just want to see how up to speed all of us are, you know. So please, Commissioner for Internal Security should get ready too. Thank you. I mean, you don't like it like that?
Thank you, Excellency, for giving me the opportunity to come and say a few words. The construction of the China market had been initiated. Unfortunately, the fluctuations in the foreign exchange over the time had affected the original estimates. However, we have sent a few consultants to take another look to see what needs to be done. And I've also sent a memo to cover that to His Excellency. So within the next couple of months, when I hear from